Hello, 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 everyone. Guess what? You are tuned to Sip with Kathleen, and I'm your host, Kathleen with a K, P. Martin. How are y'all feeling out there in TV, Facebook land? I hope that you are great. So, we always got to make sure the bills get paid. So, we got to do what we always do. You got documents and you've been trying to get them notarized and that business won't call you back, or they promise you they'd be there a certain time and they didn't do what they said they were going to do, or they got bad reviews. Guess what? No fret. What you're going to do is you're going to call 404-618-9473. Why are you going to do that? Because you're going to call my company, MJM1, one enterprise, one family, one unit. We do things quality over quantity, right? So you're going to reach out to us. If you don't believe me, go look at my reviews. MJM, the number one enterprise on Google. We have been servicing the community since 1999. I take my business very seriously because it's important to make sure that your documents are done professionally, that you get that personalized touch, that if you have questions that I'm not able to answer, I can direct you in a way that will assist you, because this is something a lot of people don't know. The notary is not the lawyer. Our job is to make sure that we authenticate that signature, making sure that ID matches the person who is signing those documents. Okay, so make sure you reach out to me if you need your documents notarized. Okay, so let's get to our sponsor tonight. I'm so excited. If you've been following me, you know my brand is about Sip with Kathleen, right? So tonight we are partnering up with Legacy All Care Teas, right? And I'm so excited because this right here is teas that they sell in bulk. And it comes with a nice book. It has the different types of teas in it. Natural sleep aids, anti-inflammatory herbs, natural painkillers, and just so many different things. The common cold, just many things. It even has a little workbook inside of it that would help you as you're trying to figure out what tea you need to order for yourself. So tonight I'm drinking dandelion, right? So soon I'll have my own merch, which will say Sip with Kathleen. I don't have it yet. I'm working on it, and I won't have to use other people's cups, because there's nothing like using your own stuff with your own name on the logo. Hello, what did I say? Kathleen Martin. Okay, so I'm going to show you this really cute thing, and then we'll jump into the interview. This is what my dandelion looked like. See how cute the packaging is? That's really, really nice, right? Really, 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 really nice. Real nice. And then he also has, like, this is sage, right? So when you package the sage, you can just take a little bit out and do what you need to do with it. A lot of times you just using the actual tea bags or whatever, but this is actually take enough out so you have enough for later. So I actually gave my son one tonight. I wanted him to try it. So once he tries it, I'm going to let y'all know how it was. But again, if you're interested in ordering this, you go to Legacy All Care Teas wixsite.com and make sure you order it. If you have a particular tea or different things that you need, you can go to legacycareteas@gmail.com. I'll make sure that I link it in my bio once the interview is over with. And you can order whatever you need and just get it done. But you can get this stuff in bulk, so you can get whatever you need. It comes in a nice, really fine box, and I'm sure it has designs on it, but this is one I just needed to show you all. But there's so many different teas in it, and I know a lot of times we like our teas, so when we had a hard day at work, we want to come home and we want to relax, just want to just be like, what Martin used to do. But anyway, let's jump on into the interview, because we got our guest on here, and he's like, hey, what's going on with this crazy lady? So tonight I'm so excited. We have an author. Matter of fact, this author is one of the authors that's up under the Sims Books Publishing brand. His name is Rodney O'Neill Harpe Jr. So excited to have you tonight, Rodney. How are you?
I'm doing great, Miss Kathleen. How are you doing?
I'm amazing. Don't I look amazing, right? Okay. But anyway, that has nothing to do with it. No. So I'm excited tonight because your book is a different book. I interview a lot of people, but this is not one I've had the opportunity to interview. So I want to go back to your childhood. and then I want to jump into the book. When you were a child, did you ever think that you were going to be an author? Was that something that you wanted to be?
No, ma'am. As a child, I didn't really see myself being an author. I kind of wanted to do things such as being, a drywall man or basically jobs that my father used to do. Like at one point, he was a police officer. So at certain times, I would aspire to be either that or,
Yes.
like I said, doing drywall because he used to do it as well. But he just told me to go into a different field that would better suit me. So, like I said, at one point, I didn't really see myself being an author, more, just following my father's footsteps or just going to a different journey in life.
That's what's up. Dads encouraging sons to make sure that you are choosing what fits you. That's different because a lot of parents be like, "You need to do what I'm doing." So that's what's up. I like that. I like that. I think like that with my kids too. I'd be like, "Do what makes you happy. Don't do what I do unless you want to, but do what makes you happy." So when you created "Love the Benevolent Nature of God," when did you actually write the book? Was it a while ago and then you released it, or you wrote it and did everything immediately and got it out? Because a lot of times as
Well,
authors, I know for me, a lot of times we have stuff that we're sitting on. So that's why I asked you that question.
yes, ma'am. Well, they were basically a collection of poems that I wrote in the past. And
Okay.
one day, I read them to my uncle, and he was saying, "Hey, you should come out with a book because your poems are real good." And so I noticed that majority of my poems are always the theme of talking about the Most High God. So
Right.
then that's when he said, you should create one that since it talks about God, let the title be about God because since it's about uplifting Him. So that's where it all started from. It was just previous poems that I wrote in the past, and then I went on to form it up last year, and then that's when I met with Mr. Sims.
Okay, that's good. You have a really like your family is really uplifting. They push you and support you. That's good because a lot of times people don't have that. And you have them saying, "Hey, you are good. You are good enough. This is what you should do." And it added to what you created at this point. So let me ask you this. So as I was reading, checking out the book, I saw one that said, "Don't wake up." Now, normally when somebody tell me don't wake up, I'm not sure what that means. So I want you to share with us that what did that particular point what did that come from, what inspired that?
Basically what just inspired it was, it's like how sometimes people when they're in a we're asleep, we'll go to sleep, have dreams. And sometimes, if it's a real good dream, we just don't want to wake up from it. We just always want to be there forever. And it seems so real that you just want to be there forever. It's kind of like a euphoria. You just want to be there forever. You don't want to leave something you always dreamed of, and it's finally coming true. So basically, that's what I meant by "don't wake me up from this." Like I don't want this to ever end. I
Never
want
end.
this fantasy that I always dreamed about, that I always thought to happen. I'll just stay.
Okay. And also I think that you told me that you were the one that did the artwork for it. Is that
Yes,
correct?
ma'am. Yes,
That's
ma'am.
great. That's great because a lot of times we always got to find somebody to do our artwork, and your work is really good. You did a great job. It's a beautiful book. It's a very beautiful book. So I saw one that says success. What is that? Explain
Well,
that piece.
success was that when I wrote the poem, I was just referencing that how throughout life, people always see success as things we accomplish, which is good. But one thing a lot of people always leave out, they always leave out God, is the way that we were able to have that success. So a lot of people will say, "Well, I did this or I did that, and it was just
Yes.
all me." But a lot of people just fail to realize that, well, without God waking us up in the morning, without Him giving us the power to do our jobs or to do an interview, we can have it anyway. So the poem is just a definition that just to acknowledge him and recognize him, that's the definition of true success because the more you do, it'll come along the way.
Truth. Truth. Okay, so as you were writing the your book, the poems, I want you to tell us of two poems that either that's something that you've been through, that you've experienced, if any, and just kind of share your story with that.
Uh, I would probably say one of the poems, Climb This Mountain.
Okay.
because that talks about basically trials and tribulations that people go through in life, and seeing that it's kind of hard. That'd be real hard to go through certain things that people go through in life, which kind of I went through tough things in my life as well. But
Okay.
with God and seeing that He was my strength, He was able to help me get through it. And also the poem "In the Shadows, I Am There," because at certain times, I thought I was alone, didn't think nobody would listen, but I always had to think it to myself, and even my father, mother, other family members, and my uncle always told me, "Hey, God is always right there, even when you don't think about it. He is right there. He's watching, and you can always go to Him whenever you have any problems you have to deal with."
Okay. Well, let me ask you a question. Are you willing to share anything in depth with the people? Because um, a lot of times, certain things that we go through, and I'm not saying nothing, that you don't want to share. A lot of times when we have stuff, there's somebody that's right there now. And if you was able to share anything that can give them some type of hope so that they will be encouraged to either go and check your, go and purchase your book or reach out to you and just be part of your journey.
Okay, yes, ma'am. Well, I would probably say that times, when I was a kid, I was a bit of an oddball, didn't really fit in a lot. So I would see the way how other kids would act. And I would basically try to act like them as a way to fit into the cool crowd, but it didn't really work out. And a lot of people just kept shunning me even more. So sometimes I used to think, well, what's wrong? What can I do to just better fit in? I tried to be myself. That didn't work. Tried to act like everybody else, and that didn't work out as well. So I just kept, feeling myself even more shunned and just shunned away from it, thinking, well, I'm never gonna have any friends. I'm just gonna be at the state that I'm in. It's never gonna get any better. And again, that's when I went into, writing songs. At first, before I started writing poetry, I would write songs. And
Okay.
then that kind of helped me cope with different things. And I would talk to my father about some things. And then it perpetuated into me talking about my uncle, because he introduced me more to who God was and about reading the Bible. Because, like I said, at one point in time, I didn't know where I was going to be, or I didn't know where I was going to go. I kind of felt like I was just at a dead end and nothing was just going to get any better. Even if I
Mhm.
were to go somewhere, I just always felt like I'm just gonna always be this way, low self-esteem, no confidence. But that's when my uncle spoke to me about God, read me scriptures, and then that's the more, when we got in deeper to it, the more I started reading about the Bible and learning about God, the more confident I got.
And it
And
felt
that
better, right?
really, yes, ma'am, and it really progressed me to better move on in life, to where I say, yeah, I can do this. It is gonna get better. I just didn't know way back then because I was younger.
Yeah, and that's
But the
how we
more,
are.
yes, ma'am, exactly. And but the more I started to know and the more I grew, the better I got.
Okay. So at this point, do you remember? I know you were younger, but do you remember that? Do you remember that day that it just clicked for you? Because your uncle was, showing you the word, and he was trying to encourage you and just give you things, of hope. And do you remember that day where it was like, you know what? Oh, this right here is it. This is it. I'm definitely gonna be good. Because I know you said you knew it happened, but do you remember that day? I'm older than you, and there's not everything I can remember. There are things that I definitely remember because it was just that pivoting moment in my life. So, do you remember
Yes,
that?
ma'am.
If you do, we would like for you to share it.
It was one time I was, I think, my senior year in high school, and I was just about to graduate. And I know my uncle was showing me certain scriptures showing that, like, when he was telling me that, I know, like, in the world, even read that God says that people who He loves, you'll go through certain things in life because it's just the devil just trying to get to you. He'll do his
Right,
best to bring you down to
right.
where you'll seem like you're nothing. But then he was showing me scriptures in the Bible to show you that this is what God thinks of you, and that He shows that you are somebody. He loves you very much, and in His eyes, you are a king, and you're gonna always be a king. And I was thinking, wow. And I said,
Like
I
wow.
never saw myself. Yeah, like I never saw myself, as a king. I used to imagine myself being one, but to
To
know the fact
really
that,
see it and
yes,
feel
ma'am,
that way.
yes, ma'am, that the God that made you, me, and everybody sees me as a king. I was thinking,
Yes.
wow, yeah, I know it's gonna get better at this point.
Okay. Okay. If there was another piece that I saw in your book, it was Vineyard of Peace. Speaking of peace, Vineyard of Peace. Can you share the importance of that piece by putting it like why did you choose that one to put in the book?
Uh, I guess Vineyard of Peace. I was thinking that normally one drink a lot of people that kind of brings them into a calm is wine, and so I know that how to grow it, is a vineyard. So basically, I just came up. It just came to my mind to just make a poem that okay, this is one drink that a lot of people drink that'll kind of bring them into a peace. So then I referenced it as being in a field, just field around with how it was grown and just smelling the aroma of it and just bringing you into a peace.
I like that. I like that. And how did you choose the artwork for that one?
That was it was actually a website that I went to that I ordered and registered for certain images that were just understanding royalty free. So
Okay.
then when I saw the vineyard in the background and the sunshine high, I knew that okay, this is going to be a very peaceful art because not only is it like the vineyard showing the wine and knowing that that's a symbol of a peaceful drink, the sun kind of brings it in as well.
Okay. Okay. So if someone wanted to go and purchase your book, what would be three sips of motivation that you would give them that your book would bring them? Like, why would they purchase your book? Give them three reasons, that they would want to purchase your book.
Well, because again, like I was saying, it showed a point in my life, how you can be inspired because when I read my poems that always talk about God, it inspired me to keep going because even certain poems like I was just saying with the two climb this mountain and in the shadows I am there. I can kind of look back and reference the times where I was down
Mm-hmm.
and then they helped pick me back up. And
Yes.
also another reason can be that, it's from it's just every writer has a different mindset and their journey that they've
Absolutely.
been on. So it's just basically just for you to see the journey that I went from starting out to where I am now. And my third reason could just be that, like I was just saying before, just uplifting.
Okay. Okay. Well, everyone, he does have an amazing book. It's beautiful. It's peaceful, and I like the way he referenced the part about the vineyard because I honestly didn't know that. So thank you. A lot of people do drink wine and stuff, and it relaxes them. So for them to be able to think like in that mindset, I'm sure it helps. It helps. Yeah. So because you always want something that's gonna just make you give honor to the Most High and be appreciative of all the things that He continued to do and move in our lives so that we can have the things that we need and we want and we can, navigate. Because without
Yeah.
Him, I don't know how possible that is, So, one more thing before we close out our interview. Where can they go and get your book from, or where can they reach you in case they want to book you for any kind of events that they may have of upcoming authors?
Well, you can order my book from Amazon.com. You just go and you can type in my title, Love the Benevolent Nature of God, and it'll show up. And I also have a website that Mr. Sims helped create for me. And I want to try to leave that in the link. If there's a way I can leave it in the
I'll
link
put
in
it
your
in the bio.
bio. That's
Yeah,
okay.
whatever you need me to do, I'll put it in the bio. Yeah.
Okay, yes, ma'am. Yeah, that'll be good. And I'm also working on trying to get a business card out as well. So
Okay.
where I can work on promoting it. So I'm still trying to do that too.
Okay. Hey, the moral of the story is you're a published author, not just an author, but a published author. And you're on Amazon and you have an available book for everyone to go and purchase. So, watchers, seed sippers, when you watch my show, it's called Seed Sippers. Everybody got their own crew. Mine's called Seed Sippers. Make sure y'all go and check out his book, The Love Benevolent Nature of God. And it's on Amazon, like he said. And just support this young man. He's really just sharing his testimony through his poetry, and a lot of times when we write, that's most of the time that's what we're our goal is to inspire or to make you laugh or to make you think about something or whatever our journey is, we want to share it with you. So you got to just go check it out. I'm definitely I have a copy, but I'm gonna actually purchase a copy because that's how you do it. That's how you do it on the Sip with Kathleen show. But before we end tonight, I want to make sure that if you are interested in being on my show, Sip with Kathleen, make sure that you go to through Cat's Eyes Media. You'll see the information um, running at the bottom of the screen, and just reach out to me. Let me know, what type of business you have, or what kind of creator you are, or what kind of nonprofit you have, so that we can get you on the show. The show features people's stories to inspire others to do what they love to do. It's about movement here. It's about us building a community to make sure that we're all good, not just one person eating and the next person's watching that person eat. We're all gonna be good. That's how we do here. Also, if you're looking for motivation every morning, I do it anytime from 4:30 a.m. to 6:15 in the morning, giving you a message for the week, an affirmation for the day, and a sip seed to get you through. Because I want, before you walk out of your door, before you go and log into work or go to your business, I want you to have something where you're armored up to just have a good day, regardless of what's going on, just to feel good about Team YOU, yourself. That's how life is. And make sure you continue to check my show out. It runs Monday through Wednesday at 7:30 sharp, 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 sharp. Not CPT time no more. Yeah, and we try to just give you quality. That's what we try to just put out here for you. And make sure that you check out my new show, The Brown Connection, which features Black male entrepreneurs that own brick and mortar restaurants and food trucks. First episode, season 1, starts on Thursday. When you're sitting at work, you can actually listen to it on YouTube. It is a faceless channel. So guess what? You don't have to look at my face. I'm sure you're tired of seeing me. If you go on my page, you see me all day, every day. Sometimes you just don't want to see no Kathleen. Like sometimes you just get sick of it. Even though this honey be popping, right? But anyway, only me. But yeah, but that's what I want y'all to do. Check out this. If you just jumped on and you missed the beginning, make sure you rewind it and enjoy our author tonight. He's great, and make sure you support him and like and share this. And also, I am building my YouTube channel that I have had for years and never did anything with it. So I would like for you to go and subscribe so that you can get more content. So that's all we got for you all tonight. Rodney, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to do your interview. I hope that your family enjoyed you. I hope that I represented you in the best light. And I hope that they share it and like it as well.
Okay, yes, ma'am. And I really appreciate you having me on the interview. It was real great, and I
Absolutely.
enjoyed it.
Absolutely. We'll see each other again. We'll see each other again. I got some things that I, I'm working on. So once I get those things together, I'll reach back out to you and we'll go from there. All
Yes,
right.
ma'am. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So y'all have a good night. Y'all stay blessed. And we will see y'all. Oh, tomorrow. Tomorrow's show is Tremisha Burns. And they have this company called the Event Box. You have seen her husband before on my show, and he has, matter of fact, it's a long video that's been on there for years. So it's going to be super excited just to see how a family unit moves and just build empires. So make sure you check that out tomorrow night at 7:30. So y'all stay blessed and like and share, and I will talk to y'all later. Gotta go. Bye
I see
bye.
you.